Hey, what's up? Doug from Salt Lake. I told you guys I'd give you an update. They dismissed it, statute of limitations. 12B doesn't apply, Rule 60B doesn't apply because they are all in contract. So they, I had a good case. You guys have seen my paperwork. They didn't even address my motions. They didn't even look at them. They went in there, they filed a motion to dismiss, and the judge granted it. I'm going to show you right here. Mumi filed numerous other motions in light of the court's ruling, dismissing the complaint. All remaining pending motions are denied. Didn't even look. Mumi's motion and his claims seek to set aside the judgment are untimely. Motion to set aside is denied with prejudice. Claims as amended plaintiff to seek to decide are dismissed with prejudice. May, of course, file a motion to divorce VA seeking to modify the decree or seeking equitable relief on a basis other than that argued in his motion to set aside, providing the relief sought is not barred by 60B. So these people are scumbags. It doesn't matter what you do. This is what's happening. You go in there, you have all of your procedures correctly, you've got all of your paperwork done correctly, everything is T&A, and they don't care. They pull out one Supreme Court. I mean, let's look at this. May dismiss an action if the complaint fails to state a claim upon what state a claim. Dude, I got 127 pages of claims. And they just fucking make it up, dude. They just make it up. This is what they do. They construe. Okay? They used it twice in here, construed, which means basically they just make shit up. So that's what happens when you go to court. Even when you follow all the rules of civil procedure, they're all in contract. And this is important, people. Right here. See how that's all capitalized? Yeah? Huh. Why is that all capitalized? Well, I'm going to show you. So a long time ago, in 79, this was found in an IBM copier that had been purchased at a surplus store. This document represents the doctrine adopted by the Bilderberg Group. Okay? Now, this is just a good read. Okay? This doesn't have anything to do with child support. But what I've decided is that I cannot go in to those courtrooms anymore because I can't stand the fact that I'm standing in a courtroom where everybody in that room is under Administrative Procedures Act. Everybody in that room is in contract to protect the state's assets. Okay? It's driving me absolutely crazy. And so I'm looking at other things to do. And, if you can't beat the system, I wonder if there is a way to remove yourself legally from the system. And like I said, I have been doing a lot of research, and I've known for years about this thing right here. This is what's called your straw man. This right here is a debt, a debtor. Okay? Well, I'm not a debtor, man. I'm the creditor. So I've been doing some research, and I'm going to show you what I've been reading. This is the Redemption Manual 4.5 edition, and this is about becoming a secured party creditor. So whether you believe it or not, if you don't know that you have been sold into slavery and that registering your child gave the state an interest, and that's how they can just roll over you because they have a secure interest in your child. If you don't know that getting a marriage license and getting a divorce and getting your driver's license and hunting licenses and getting permission from the state to do every fucking thing in this world except take a shit. If you don't know that those contracts come with terms and conditions, and you sign that paperwork, you sign that application, and they've got you, man. So how do you remove yourself from their bullshit system? Well, I'm reading this. This is 682 pages long. I'm also reading Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars. This is actually scary, okay? This is, man, this is bad, dude, okay? If this is true, or half of this is true, these people are literally, by the banking cartel, trying to take over the American people. And they've already sold us into slavery. So I don't have a whole lot to say this week because I'm reading and I'm studying and I'm getting knowledge. Here's another one that I'm reading. This is The Matrix and the Constitution. This is by Judge Dale, retired. I got this from High Frequency Radio and Yusuf L. This dude knows his shit, okay? And part of the problem is you're in the system and you can't beat the system, okay? You cannot go in there and scream about your constitutional rights because they're not operating under the Constitution you think they're operating under, okay? You can't go in there and start screaming about due process because you don't have due process. This is about contracts, man. And you signed a contract, okay? You signed a contract when you had that baby and signed the birth certificate. Your mom and dad signed a birth certificate for you. You are a fucking slave. And you are designed and been coerced into getting all of your rights and privileges and bonuses and benefits from the government. Okay? Now, here's another thing. Is there real money? I don't know if there's money or not. I know that shit in my pocket is fucking worthless paper. So this is where I'm going. I'm going down this rabbit hole here. And I'm going to leave you with this, man. I'm going to make this real short. Creditors and their bonds. Okay? Just look it up. Okay? What is a straw man? A front, a third party who is put up in name only to take part in a transaction. You go into that fucking courtroom, you're in a contractual administrative procedure. See that right there? That ain't you, dude. State of Utah, that's a fiction. Okay? The Office of Recovery Services, that's a fiction. That right there, my friends, is a fiction so that they can do business. And what they want to do is get you into their courtroom, get your name, get a social security account number, and then just assault you with all these fucking contracts and make more debt. Because you, from what I've read, you, my friends, are the creditor. Okay? You are the one that is upholding the national debt because the United States is bankrupt. There is no fucking money. What they need is you, and they need your labor, and they need taxes off of your labor, and everything you buy, and everything you do, and everywhere you work. Every fucking thing you do out in commerce is taxed. Why? Because there is no money. There's only debt, and there is only credit. And they don't have any credit because they're fucking bankrupt. So, once again, this is what I'm looking into. I'm getting out of the matrix. Okay? This is how to become a secured party. This is, again, 682 pages. Okay? There's a lot of shit in here, man. A lot of stuff. I would suggest that you download it and read it. This is crazy. Read this. There is a corporate world government that is trying to be set up. I mean, it's already set up because you're a slave already. But this is their game plan, okay? It's only 47 pages long. It goes into huge detail, okay? Huge detail about its strategy and its weaponry, okay? Here's another one that I mentioned. This is the Matrix and the Constitution. Okay, this is 46 pages long. Okay, it's not a long read, but read it. And there's another one here that's 47 pages. And this is Creditors and Their Bonds. And I think this might be, this might be my next path. And if I lose some subs, that's okay, because I really, I've been to the courts, man. I've been to the courts. I've already shared with you guys. I went to fucking prison in Utah for 1.5 years of my life for $10 worth of heroin 10 years ago. Okay? $10, man. A match head worth of heroin. They put me in fucking prison with no damage party, no injury in fact. You know why? Because it's not a common law proceeding. It is a fucking bond that they created off of my arrest and then put me in fucking jail because of administrative bullshit. So, I want to share one more thing with you. Please, you guys, please look into the Uniform Commercial Code. It has been adopted in all states, and a number of other like laws and acts were incorporated into this nation. The Uniform Commercial Code is the supreme law of the land. In 1976, Congress took away any semblance of law or justice left within our court system. All law today is now construed, constructed, and made up by the judge as it happens before your very eyes. Okay? Now, in closing, please find alternate media and watch and learn. Old Dog New Tricks has got some great stuff. Mark Dice, John B. Wells has that thing, Train to Midnight or whatever. He's really informed. Of course, InfoWars, Alex Jones. Drudge Report is, Breitbart, Lionel Nation. Lionel's kind of a crazy guy, but Zero Hedge, Owen Benjamin, the Daily Caller, SGT Report, really good stuff from them. Lisa Haven, X22. Okay, look some of these people up, man. Black Pilled, Stefan Molyneux, David Knight, Owen Schroyer. High frequency radio, man. If you're interested in the truth, I don't care who it is, man. Find somebody that's spewing truth. But please stop listening to CNN and the fake news and wake up, man. Because there is a war on for your mind. And I'm going to share one thing with you and then I'm going to let you go. This was taken off the internet. All you got to do is put in news stations saying the same thing. Now listen to this, man. I mean, what in the hell? Let's see if I can get this thing here going. Okay, I think I got it going here. So, listen.
Of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish the same story without checking facts first.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
So in other words, and you can watch them. I mean, here's another one. We'll just pull this up real quick.
With partisan political opinion. The sharing of biased and
False news has become all too common on social
Okay?
media.
They're
This is a
blinded, man.
textbook example
Okay?
of the whole
You're
being
being given
greater
a
than the
script,
sum of its parts.
and you're
We work
being
very
made
hard to
a
seek the truth and
slave.
strive to be fair, balanced, and factual.
Seen individually, the Sinclair editorials do not make much of an impact. But when Timothy Burke, a video editor in Tampa, Florida, collected 44 versions of that editorial from 44 local news markets and lay them side by side, allowing Americans to play them back word for word,
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
the effect was chilling.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
Orwellian.
It was actually fairly horrifying.
All right, that's enough. You can look it up. But you are being fed lies, okay? You are a slave. I think my options are limited, okay? These people are not going to let go of me. I've already signed all these tacit agreements, and they've got me, man. So I'm going to try to remove myself from the system. And I hope you'll stay with me on my journey.